and tension reached what you might call a boiling point. This is what sense of what is happening across our country. But first, why don't we just take a moment to orient ourselves as to what is happening right now? I will start with where I am right now in our studios along Kiambu Road. Right outside our studios, less than 100 meters away, is a group of young people who are protesting. Kiambu Road is a no-go zone at the moment. We have youth who are expressing themselves in the way they can, and we've got a confrontation with police. They're being pushed down the road, they're being pushed back, and the road is impassable. This is just one of the major roads across the city of Nairobi feeding into the CBD that have either been blocked or otherwise disrupted. Above our heads, we've got two aircraft, a Bell 406 helicopter that is taking a holding pattern, a figure 8 pattern, observing what is happening below. And the other aircraft is a Cessna 172, also doing the exact same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're living in unprecedented times. A year after the protests began last year against the Finance Bill 2024, this year, things are not much different, and some would say they are a lot worse. But ladies and gentlemen, here is where we are, and here is where we begin our broadcast this afternoon. Allow me to give you some updates. As we speak right now, chaos has rocked Kikuyu town this afternoon in the area in the vicinity of the Kikuyu Law Courts and the sub-county administrative offices. This is after those two institutions or those two premises were set on fire by unknown people under the camouflage of the Gen Z protests. Thick smoke was seen billowing from the compound hosting the law courts and the sub-county administrative offices, and tension reached what you might call a boiling point. This is what is happening right now. Let's give you a look at what is happening. Authorities have confirmed that 7 people were arrested inside the sub-county offices, allegedly caught in the act of setting the premises ablaze. Once again, Kikuyu town was rocked with all manner of chaos this afternoon after the Kikuyu Law Courts and the sub-county administrative offices, all of which occupy the same compound or in the same vicinity, was set on fire. Those tense confrontations between the police and the protesters, and 7 people have been arrested by authorities allegedly caught in the act inside the building, attempting to set it on fire beyond the fire that was already ongoing. This is news just in. We are going to give you an update of what's happening across your world right now. As you are aware, no doubt, that the Communications Authority of Kenya has decided that the TV stations should not air live the protests that are going on right now. Any broadcast of live protests has been banned, and indeed we've seen several of our sister stations, or rather our brothers in the communications business, having their signals shut down in response to that. And no sooner had they gone back to regular programming, and then their signals were switched back on. This is happening as we speak. We are also seeing different scenes from across the country, across the CBD, across the various satellite neighborhoods that feed into the Nairobi metropolis. And we even see Thika Road is an absolute mess. It's a chock-a-block of a situation. The youth are protesting. It's absolutely impassable for anyone who wishes to make their way through that road. All this is happening across the country. Earlier on, my colleagues Joash Onsare and Linda Alela had a group of people in the studio, and you've been able to hear the conversations therein. This afternoon, I'm also joined by a pair of gentlemen who are here to help us understand what is happening across the country. Before I introduce them, allow me to give you a little bit more information as well. There's also a bit of chaos that's been witnessed in Bungoma Our reporters there have witnessed violent clashes between the protesters and police after a relatively quiet morning. Things are starting to pick up in the afternoon. We shall be connecting with them in Bungoma. We are also seeing Kisii lighting up. Things are definitely taking something of a turn over there. We are also seeing updates from all the different sections. There is also a communique coming from the Communications Authority of Kenya. We shall be able to bring you up to speed on that. There's also a lot. Our teams have been on the ground from morning. We shall be able to bring you up to speed live and direct as well as we can. But you understand that all this, the live coverage of this has been essentially curtailed. So we are here to try and gather as much information as we can and give you the information that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to, at this particular point, to introduce the guests that we have.